All right, cheers YouTube, how y'all doing? Wanted to talk to you guys about the 5 things I think you need to be a successful real estate investor. These are some beginner things that you're going to need before you do anything. So the first thing I'm going to say is I've been in the business over 20 years as a commercial lender, business lender, consumer banker, realtor, real estate investor, bought and sold 100 properties or so. So I have a lot of experience, and the one thing that I've got to say to you is, why do you want to be in this industry? What skills do you have that are going to be pertinent to the industry? Do you have any experience? Do you have any skill sets that are going to be able to be applied to the industry? Go ahead and put in the comments below and let me know why you want to do it. Is it because you want to be financially independent? Do you have any skills that you think are applied to the industry? But that's the number one thing I would say. Before you do anything, with any industry you're going to get in, ask yourself why you want to do it and what you're going to add to the industry. Okay, so that's number one. So number two, you got to have a game plan. I can't tell you how many times someone will come to me, or I'll hear one of my kids, a friend, say that they want to start a business, and they want to start a lawn maintenance business, they want to start a real estate business, a restaurant, no matter what the business is, and there's no game plan. They don't have a target client, they don't have a target revenue. These are things that you've got to think about. What type of property do you want to buy? Are these going to be 3-bedroom, 2-bath houses? Are these going to be rental properties? Are you flipping houses? Think about your game plan. What are you trying to do? Where do you see your skills, and where do you think those lie best? Those are what I would say are your next steps. What's your game plan? Okay, here we are. We're on number 3. Number 3 is probably should be number 1, because number 3 is understanding the math of real estate. Real estate is the most math-heavy industry that I'm familiar with, and you've got to understand the numbers. So what I mean by this is, when you purchase a property, you're going to need to know what the down payment requirement is. What's 10% of 100,000? You're going to need to know these numbers off the top of your head. And then once you figure those numbers out, you've got to figure out the numbers of the financing. So if you finance the property and you're going to rent the property, what is that going to cost you? Okay, so what's your principal and interest on the property relative to what you're going to be able to get for the rental income? If you're selling the property, you're going to need to know how much interest are you going to pay on this property over the next 6 to 12 months, so you need to be able to recuperate that if you're selling the property. So there's a lot that goes into it, and it's a lot of math. I don't have time to go into that in this video. If you have questions, go ahead and put those in the comments. I'll be more than happy to answer those for you. And I will be answering these in future videos. So please like and subscribe, and we'll go ahead and answer some of those questions for you in the future. So back to what I said again, number 3 is going to be the math. Get familiar with the math. Loan to value, down payment, points. You've got to know what these things are. Once again, I could go into that, but this video would be about 4 hours long. So we're just going to go ahead and keep it short. Okay? So once again, thank you, and let's get to the next item. So let's go into number 4. Number 4 is going to be financing. You've got to understand the different ways that real estate is financed. So there are going to be 3 basic ways you can finance real estate. The number 1 way is obviously the conventional mortgage with a local or regional bank. Conventional to me, a lot of people have different terminology, but to me, that's going to be, you're anything from 3% down, 5% down, on up there, just depending on the type of property. Every bank is different. You'll need to start contacting banks, and you need to ask them these questions. How much money down do I need on this type of property? Whether it's going to be primary residence, or is this going to be an investment property? The down payments, interest rates, terms, they change based on these factors. You've got to get familiar with this. You got to know what these numbers are. 15-year, 20-year, 30-year. You've got to know what that is. Okay? So the next way that you can finance property is commercially. This is probably my favorite way of financing properties. I'm not going to go into all the reasons why I like doing it this way. I'll go into that in future videos. Once again, comment below if you have any questions. I'll be happy to go ahead and answer those for you. But one of the reasons why I like to finance commercially is I'm purchasing the property in my mind for commercial or business purpose, and I want to keep that separate from my other business and or personal things. So there are all these local and regional banks will have business and or commercial departments that lend money for investment properties through their commercial lending wing. Once again, I can go into more of that in a future video, but for now, just understand that there's going to be a consumer lending, which is that first one I told you, with the local and regional banks lending to individuals, and then you're going to have the commercial, which you'll have local and regional banks once again, but they're going to be lending to a business. You're going to have to set up an LLC, a corporation, and they're going to lend it to you through the business. That's the second way. The third way is going to be cash and or private money. Whether you're using your own cash or you're using private investments that you have from other investors. These are the three ways you've got to get familiar with these. You're going to have to know how to get the money to purchase the property. Unless you're independently wealthy and you're going to be buying these properties with cash, you're going to have to figure that out. 90% of people or more actually are going to be financing the property. Let's be real. Okay, so figure that out. Once again, I'm going to be doing more videos in the future. If we get a lot of likes, a lot of comments, and more views, we're going to be doing more of these videos, and we're going to walk you through the process of how to talk to these institutions and figure out which one's going to get you the money you need to get you the deals done. Okay? Next one's number 5. All right, here we go. We're on number 5. We're almost there, guys. So number 5 is going to be one of the hardest things as a new investor, as a beginner, and this is what this video is for beginners, that you're going to do. You got to get pre-approved, okay? If you're going to make a successful offer, you're going to have to be able to make an offer, and in your offer oftentimes will be terms that you'll need to tell your seller. Your seller's not going to take you seriously if you don't have a pre-approval. Your realtor is not going to take you seriously unless you get a pre-approval. I've been on both sides of the equation, commercial lender, investor, realtor, and I can tell you if you don't have a pre-approval, you're not going to have a lot of success. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to want to talk to your local regional lender, local regional commercial lender, and or your investors and get that money lined up. Get your verifiable funds, pre-approval letter lined up so that you can get to your next step, because you can't make offers without this step. And by having the information you need to get to this next step, you're going to be a lot more successful. So once again, number 5 is going to be get your pre-approval. Okay? All right, there we go. 5 things that you can do to start your real estate investment business. Okay? Now, there's obviously a lot more to be done in order to have a successful real estate business. In fact, I'm going to add a 6th item here. You're going to need to develop a team, okay? You cannot be a real estate investor without a good team. You're going to need a realtor, you're going to need a lawyer, you're going to need a finance company or a banker, you're going to need a contractor, unless you're going to do all this yourself, which no one can do it all by themselves, okay? So you're going to need to go ahead and build yourself a team, all right? This is going to be probably one of the harder things for you to do. If you guys like this content, what I'd like you to do is go ahead and comment below. Give me some questions that you have. I know that I had a lot of questions when I first started, and if it wasn't for the fact that I was in the industry, that I probably wouldn't have all the answers that I do, and I still am learning today. So I know you've got some questions. Go ahead and put them in the comments below. Please like the video. Please comment for more content like this. We're going to be purchasing some properties here in 2021. It's going to be live. There's going to be lots of opportunities. I want you guys to be a part of that with me. Please go ahead and like, subscribe. Thank you for watching.